Good morning, George. I'm here with Jorge Fernandez of iBlades out of Milpitas, California. And it's a pleasure to have you here today.
I'm delighted to be here.
Great. Why don't you give us a mile high view of iBlades?
So iBlades is in the smartphone accessory industry. We have a very simple pitch. We make smartphones smarter.
Excellent. I love that.
Yeah.
So how long do we have to wait for our smartphones to get smarter?
Well, today we already sell into the Samsung market. We're coming out to the Google market, and then after that, we'll do the iPhone, which I get questions about that all the time. But from a startup standpoint, you can't possibly do everything from day one, and you always want to do the lowest hanging fruit. And Samsung and the iDrive platform is easier for us to get started. But yes, we will get into the market. So from Apple's standpoint, towards the end of this year, we'll have the iPhones with smart cases.
So Q4?
Q4 of 2019.
What's the biggest question that you get from the iPhone users?
How quickly can I have it? iPhone is a fantastic phone, but it's notoriously doesn't have a very good battery, and people hang on to it. Believe it or not, the largest smartphone in the U.S. is still the iPhone 7, which is very old technology. So these people want to add additional features. They don't have enough storage, so they're always eager to say, when can I get one? I love the Smartcase. It's very thin, very simple, and the blades come with 4 different features.
Okay.
So basically, the blades have battery, storage, security, and X. X is the additional items such as radios, such as speakers,
That is light.
such as other stuff is very light. And of course, the size change depending on what you're trying to do. But it's very simple. When you need to use it, you just snap it into place. And when you don't need it to use it, it comes on. And when you don't need it to use it, you just put it in your purse or your pocket, and you just have a very simple smart case with you.
That's very convenient.
Yes.
Fantastic. What brought you over to iBlades?
So I'm a natural entrepreneur. I've started and created several ideas. And when I'm done bringing the idea to market, I start thinking about the next one. Just randomly, I think things come to mind. About 3-4 years ago, it started to see the notion that down the road, smartphones are going to all be the same. They can all look the same. If you take all the top smartphones in the market, put it on a table, take 10 steps back, you probably cannot tell the difference.
Sure.
And in fact, we now know consumers are keeping their phones for up to 3 years. So 3 years ago, I kind of had a vision that was going to happen. And then I thought to myself, well, what happens? Are we going to be buying the iPhone 15 that does the same thing as the iPhone 6? I just couldn't see the world going there.
Right.
So then something has to give.
Right.
And that was the genesis of, okay, so then if you're not going to have the iPhone 15 as we know it, then what are you going to have it? Well, you're going to have something that you can snap on the back of the phone that basically brings new features to the phone. And that's how iBlades got started.
And what additional features is it bringing? Exactly.
So you have the necessary ones, the battery and the additional storage. That just comes with every blade. But whether you're in government, whether you're in business, or as a consumer, throughout your day, you have different needs. Sometimes when you're working, you need additional security, or you need additional sensors. You may be in an environment where you want to know what air quality around you, what other chemicals are around you. The blade would have the fourth component, additional to the battery, storage, security, X, where X would be a sensor. We envision creating a glucose reader where a blade would just have the glucose sensor, and instead of carrying around an individual glucose reader for your diabetes, you just carry and make it part of your phone.
Sure, so you customize the blades?
So basically customize the blades for all sorts of stuff. In the corporate world, envision a moment when you get hired, and instead of you having to work out and get a second phone from your corporate employer, they hand you a smart case to whatever phone you have and a blade that has all the information you need and all the apps you need, so that when you eventually move on, you just leave the blade behind and you keep your phone. So there's many applications.
I love that
where
concept.
The way we see it is the smartphone is an ingredient technology now. It's no longer the leading technology, but it's an ingredient technology.
Now, what additional storage is it bringing right now?
So, for example, this blade has up to 516 GB of memory just on this one that interacts with your phone. So, if you have an older phone, as I said, the iPhone 7 is still very popular, and those average about 16 GB. You're constantly deleting your kids' videos, deleting all your Instagram posts because you're running out of storage. Basically, you can put all that on your blade. and then later on when you buy a new phone, it's all on your blade to begin with.
And how is it with blade security?
So we actually have an ARM processor with a secure zone in the processor. So we can actually do transactions when you're offline that has the same type of security as if you're online. So it's fully secure. You have to log into it and you have to authenticate, both for the local storage as well as for any transmission you do. You do end-to-end security, which is phenomenal. And of course, works across phones. So you can take the same platform and you don't have to design a new app for every phone that has the same kind of security.
Do you remember where you were when you came up with the concept?
Yeah, so there's actually a coffee shop in Mountain View where YouTube was started, where a lot of the entrepreneurs get together. It's called Dana Coffee
Dana
Roasting.
Coffee. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was wondering which one.
Yeah, and you know where Dana Coffee is?
I do.
Oh, excellent. And basically, just lots of entrepreneurs get together there, and it's fantastic coffee. They brew it right on the facility. And I was talking to my co-founder and said, "What are we going to do next?" And
I
so,
meet the most interesting people there.
yeah,
Yes.
very, very eclectic place.
Very.
Yes.
So you remember the moment that took place? That's interesting.
Absolutely.
And so what through your journey brought you to land and really settle in here at iBlades?
So as I mentioned, I've been an entrepreneur all along. I came to the U.S. as a refugee. I was originally born in Angola, which is West Africa. During the wars there, I was part of the freedom fighters there and fought alongside Jonas Savimbi, who was a personal friend that was the leading freedom fighter in Angola, then came to the U.S. And lucky enough, even though I never had gone to school, ended up graduating from high school in 2 years without speaking English. And it just kind of had in my blood,
Really?
the innovation entrepreneurship. So I went and got my BSEE at San Diego State, and I got my MBA at Santa Clara. And actually, one of my ideas at school, I went all the way from the college room to an IPO. So since then, I never really had a real job, if you will. I've always gone from idea to idea, and a lot of my ideas have been adopted. My senior project was a video games company. Probably the most famous idea I've come up with was the contactless payments. You're familiar with Apple Pay?
Sure.
So that's my personal invention that I brought to market.
Excellent.
While I was playing golf, I came up with that idea while I was playing golf.
You came up with that one while you were playing golf.
Yes.
You're thinking I need to buy another round of golf, and how can I do this from right here? Is that what you were thinking?
No. I was actually on the 14th hole, and for some reason I had put the phone in one of my pockets and my wallet on the other pocket. And as I went to putt, they fell and they bumped into the wallet, and I lost $1 for that hole. And I said, "There's no way this can happen. I have to combine the two together. So next time I'm playing."
That is it. It's the last time I'm dropping a buck on the golf course.
That's right. That's right. So that's how the contactless payment came about.
I love that. That's great. And you got the iBlades backstory too.
Yes. So it's always interesting to, there's innovation. You're always thinking about different ideas. And of course, it's the one that gets you excited because it's not easy. It's a lot of heavy lifting to get to this point.
Right.
So you have to really get excited about the idea.
Well, you are. You should be excited. You're the best spot right now. And so where do you see iBlades? What is their immediate goal for?
So we were lucky enough to actually have the U.S. government as an investor and customer. And my view is, as we approach anyone that we approach, whether it's the business or as we go to market, and basically tell the story, they look, don't you want to do more with your phone? And they're like, well, can I do more with my phone? Really? Well, yeah, imagine that you're going to buy a case anyway, so why buy a dumb case when you can buy a smart case, and then you can snap stuff off and on when you need it. So I envision iBlades can be a very large company providing lots and lots of solutions as a direct solution as well as partners. We're looking for partners. Anyone that is designing a standalone device should consider making a blade as an additional device, because as a consumer or a user, you have a choice to carrying 2 devices or carrying 1 device.
Right.
And naturally, we all gonna carry we're not gonna forget the smartphone.
No.
Let's face it.
And if you can simplify.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So how long would it take, for example, to charge up an iPhone?
So when you snap on the back, the iPhone will basically add another 60 to 80% of the battery back into the phone, and you can leave it there. It's very light, so it's not a big deal. It'll be about an hour to 2 hours.
It's lighter than a Mophie.
That's
way
lighter.
To do apples to.
Yeah, you don't have to carry when you're not using it
Right.
with you, and you snap it on for the next hour, 2 hours. You transfer the charge and you snap it off, and you can actually, put it aside, let it charge on its own, and your phone is still protected. But my favorite is if you really need a lot of, you have to buy 2 or 3 of these blades, you can put them on here, and they're all fully stackable.
Are they locatable? That's what I want to know.
They're
because
locatable.
I'm thinking,
You're gonna lose them somewhere.
Yes.
But like
Okay.
for example, like last night, I took one cable, I plugged into here, and in the morning I wake up, all my blades are charged, and all my phone is charged with one cable. Now we always know we have one cable. That's
Right.
even at home. All right, you
Yeah.
have one cable. So what gets charged first? And then so this way you plug it in here, everything gets charged. You take off the blades, and
And you can
get
have
put 'em on.
multiple blades.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely,
light.
absolutely, and they're all fully stackable from the back and the front.
Oh, that's excellent. So give me a little bit more about your management team.
So we have a fantastic management team. You know, it's a delight to be in Silicon Valley because there's been so many people that have gone through the success of startups that many times getting people to join early on with the very high talent is very difficult, but not in the Valley anymore. So we have folks that have come from Apple, we have folks that come from Palm, people that have gone through the cycle and have been successful. A lot of them have actually, frankly, retired. So our senior manager, most of them had retired and realized that, you know what, I moved to this place, to that place, and
Oh, it's fun. You're bringing them out of retirement?
well, because after a while, he was just like, okay, what do I do? Am I going fishing again today? And I'm going to go play
Right.
fishing? And it's very stimulating to do, especially if it's a fun project. And this has been a
Sure.
really, really fun project. And then, yeah, about half of our team was actually fully retired. When they looked at us, said, you know what, I'm tired of retirement. Let's go have some fun. And I'm sure, they can do it for 2 or 3 years and say, you know what, I'm ready to take another year
Sure.
off. But a portion of our team is like that, and we find a lot of people, even some of our non-executive teams, in the same situation.
Excellent. What have you found has been one of your biggest challenges in getting this to launch, getting it to this point?
Well, if I could do it without people, it'd be perfectly fine.
Right.
It's always the same execution portion, bringing in people, the right talent at the right time, and then and deal with all the items that you have when you have people. Other
You
than
need to
that,
make an iBlade for people.
I know when I blade
attach
that, everybody comes to work happy every day. You need to have a happy
Exactly.
blade. But that's been so far. It's been a very, very fun project. Surprisingly, the very first blade I created, it still works to this day. So the technology has been sound from day one.
And what was the date on that? I'm just
Oh
curious.
boy, it was about 3 years ago.
Okay.
I don't remember that. I don't
No.
remember precisely, but I know
No,
it was about
that's
3 years
okay.
ago. But usually, when you first create, you always say, look, you create something, kind of works and doesn't work right, and you have to fine tune it. But the core of our technology, which was the Smart platform, literally the first time it worked, and literally still works to this day. The very
And
first
I love
blade.
the design too. It
Yeah.
snaps really
Snaps right on.
intuitive.
We think anybody can do that.
Oh, yes.
You don't have to have a PhD in electronics to
No.
snap on and snap off a blade. Another one of my favorite blades, and I personally can't wait to get it, and I know you won't be able to wait to get it, is we're creating a blade that has 2 small speakers and has 4 microphones.
You had me at speakers.
Yeah, and so you can use it as a boom box. So if you're traveling, you want to listen to some music, you want to have some high quality audio, you snap the blade on, you use it as a boom box. But if you and I are having a conference across the country with other folks, instead of having all of us getting really together and talking with the microphone on the phone, you snap the blade, use the microphones and the speaker on here as a conference speaker.
That is very cool. When is the demo on that going to be available?
That's actually going to become very, very in the next few months, and that I can't wait to it because I too want that one. I
Yes.
want to listen to music. If I have all my music here and I just get the regular speaker, it doesn't sound as good.
Right.
But if I have a small blade in the back with 2 really nice speakers, then much higher quality audio. So I can't wait for it. And of course the conference. I mean, I go everywhere, and there's never good audio.
No, and I don't want to give up anything you're keeping hidden, but I'm dying to know who you're partnered with on the speakers.
Well, there's actually a little company called Resonado.
Okay.
They came up with the thin parallel speakers that are about half of the size of the traditional speakers that you see, which allows us to make a very like a half-inch blade that has battery, storage, and the audio for both the microphone and speakers.
That is going to be tremendous.
So I'm very excited about that
I'm
blade
very
as well.
excited too. Sounds like this concept is very interesting and customizable. And if there was a way that someone out there wanted to customize this product or offer ideas and collaborate, how would they go about doing that with you?
Well, first of all, we welcome any new ideas for blades. We get them all the time, and obviously we have to prioritize. Now, we don't have to develop them ourselves. We work with partners where we give them our SDK. Our SDK is going to be available. SDK with software development toolkit, so they can actually take on their own and develop a blade for our platform. And to get started, all they would have to do is send us an email at hello@iblades.com, and we'll talk to them, and then we'll figure out whether it's something we want to build or something we want to give them the SDK to. But we'll welcome all sorts of ideas.
Do you have a couple examples of some of the partnerships you?
So the U.S. government is actually one of them that's using our SDK, and that's as much as I can tell you.
Okay. Oh, now I'm going to be thinking. I was wondering about water. Being from California, yes, lots of applications.
Yes,
Well, great.
absolutely.
So hello@iblades.com. And so beyond the hurdles, what are you looking to expand in what?
So basically, at this stage, we're really looking to grow our team.
Mhm.
We have, we can basically use social media to promote our company, and we need to grow the inventory. So we need working capital. We need to grow our team. So we're looking to raise 9 million for this round, essentially to get to profitability and to get to cash flow positive.
Okay. So those use the proceeds that would be going towards increasing your staff
Yeah,
and
so it's about about 20 to 25% is for marketing. Another 20% is increasing the staff, and the rest of it is just pure working capital. I mean, imagine every phone that comes out sells, especially the top phone sells 30, 40, 50 million units. Putting together a couple million smart cases and smart blades, the working capital for that is not trivial,
well,
and
I can
that's
see why
most
there's
of.
so much excitement and buzz around your product.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. I wish you all the luck and I can't wait to meet up with you again and find out the new developments.
Okay, same here.
Okay,
Thank
it's
you.
been a
Pleasure.
pleasure.
Same here.
Thank you.